1 dead, 2 wounded in brazen St. James shooting. A brazen shooting in Norwood Gardens, St. James, Sunday night has left 25-year-old O'Neill Stevenson, otherwise called Baller, dead, and 2 other men suffering from gunshot wounds. According to police reports, about 4:10 p.m., Stevenson and a relative were seated at a neighbor's gate when a white Nissan Tiida motorcar drove up and the 3 men alighted from it with handguns. The gunmen opened fire, hitting Stevenson in his back. The neighbor ran and escaped unhurt. Stevenson later succumbed to his injury at the Conway Regional Hospital. The police report further stated that the 3 gunmen proceeded further up the street and again opened fire on a group of people, hitting 2 other men before escaping from the community in the vehicle. The wounded men have been admitted to the hospital in stable conditions. The Montego Bay CIB is investigating. Police probing discovery of skeletal remains in Portland. The police are now probing the discovery of the skeletal remains of a human in Hart Hill, Portland. The body was found on Saturday by 2 people who were traveling in a bushy area called Church Lane. According to the police, the skull was found hanging by a rope from a tree and other skeletal remains scattered below. Items of clothing including blue jeans, a pair of slippers, a belt, underpants, and a t-shirt were also found among the remains underneath the tree. The police believe the remains are those of a male, but are awaiting the outcome of forensic tests to determine the identity and other details including the cause of death. Hart Hill is known as a farming community, producing carrot, ackee, and banana. Parents warned as woman wails over pill-taking child. A health expert is reminding parents to place medication out of the reach of children and to ensure that substances such as bleach and kerosene oil are not left in drinks or water bottles at home. Director of Family Health in the Ministry of Health, Dr. Melody Ennis, said that precautionary messages are given at health facilities, urging parents to place medication where children can't access them. The reminder comes against the background of an incident on Sunday in which a child reportedly ingested medication. A dramatic scene unfolded when the mother, who was in the precincts of Price Martin St. Andrew, got news that the child had swallowed the medication. Shrill screams echoed in the parking lot of the food store as a distraught mother expressed fear that her child might die. At one point, a nurse sought to calm the mother after she threw herself on Redhills Road in agony, surrounded by policemen. The child's condition could not be ascertained. Expressing hope that the child had received treatment and was now doing well, Ennis said that despite public education exercises, many parents did not believe that reported incidents could happen to their family. She said very young children see their parents taking medication and believe it is okay for them to do the same. The health expert said the ministry will seek to step up its public education drive to emphasize the need for parents to be extra careful. Soldier in Azan Supercenter shooting retains attorneys after murder allegation. The Jamaica Defense Force soldier involved in the fatal shooting of a man allegedly employed to Azan Supercenter in Crossroads last Thursday has retained attorneys at law Queen's Counsel Peter Champagne and Richard Lynch. This comes in the wake of an allegation of murder against him. When contacted for a response as to the present situation of his client, Champagne declined to comment, but took issue with the comments made by Azan's Chief Executive Officer, Milad Azan, in an interview on Nationwide News Network. Champagne noted that while we all enjoy the constitutional right of freedom of expression, it was most unfortunate to pass judgment that the soldier had committed murder based on hearsay, which Azan himself admitted was the case. Champagne indicated that he had no doubt that the police's investigation into the matter would be thorough, but it did not need to be burdened by any conjecture. Police urge small business operators to be careful this holiday season. The police are urging small business operators to be especially careful this holiday season. Head of the Public Safety and Traffic Enforcement Branch, Senior Superintendent of Police, SSP Gary McKenzie, said business owners who normally go out very early and try to close as late as possible are particularly vulnerable. They have to be vigilant about how they operate. Once any vehicle or person is observed to be suspicious, then you must make the necessary arrangements to protect yourself, Mackenzie told JIS. SSP Mackenzie also said cash should not be kept in an area where it is visible to the public. What we find is that in some of these small businesses, the cash drawers are close to the counter so persons can see the money. So we encourage finding discreet places to keep the money, he said. He further advised them to notify the police when moving large sums of cash so that the necessary security support can be provided. Mackenzie said business operators should also ensure that they communicate with the relevant security personnel at financial institutions when they are making large deposits. We have seen situations where they arrive at the banks and by the time they park, they are pounced upon and they are robbed. I would suggest that once they approach the banks to make lodgements, notify the security officers that they are about to go into these large sums of money, he said. SSP Mackenzie further advised persons to park as close to the bank as possible when they are making these large deposits. Jamaica bans flight from UK. Effective immediately, Jamaica has banned all flights from the United Kingdom for a period of 2 weeks, ending January 4, 2021. However, flights arriving over the next 24 hours and outbound flights to the UK will be allowed up to midnight, Tuesday, December 22. The information was issued by the Ministry of Health and Wellness in a media release earlier today. The ministry disclosed that Jamaica is expecting 3 flights from the UK over the next 24 hours, one of which is already en route. It says passengers on these flights will be subjected to a minimum 48-hour state quarantine and PCR testing. Passengers who test negative will be fitted with armbands for monitoring and release to complete their 14-day quarantine at home, while those found to be positive will be isolated in state facilities until recovered, the health ministry stated. At this time, Jamaicans are strongly advised by the health ministry not to travel to the UK. Those who travel overseas, including to the UK, will be subject to the established quarantine or isolation procedures on their return to Jamaica. 65 new COVID cases, no deaths. The Ministry of Health and Wellness has reported that 65 new cases of the novel coronavirus were confirmed on Sunday, pushing the country's tally to 12,289 cases. The death toll remains at 286, as there were no new deaths registered. The age range for the new cases is 7 months to 89 years. They were recorded in St. James, 16, Westmoreland, 8, Trelawney, 7, St. Catherine, 6, St. Anne, 6, Kingston and St. Andrew, 6, Manchester, 5, Hanover, 5, St. Mary, 3, St. Elizabeth, 2, and Clarendon, 1. The ministry listed 147 people as recovered and said there were 2,733 active cases. 14 of the 77 people in hospital are considered moderately ill and 6 critically ill. Road fatalities down 5%. The Road Safety Unit on Monday reported that road fatalities have declined by 5% since the start of the year. This is in comparison to the 426 fatalities recorded in the same period last year. The unit said vulnerable road users, pedestrians, pillion, motorcyclists, and pedal cyclists account for 65% of road users killed in road crashes so far this year. As of December 21, 405 people have been killed from a total of 361 crashes. Of that group, 132 were motorcyclists, 84 were pedestrians, 31 were pedal cyclists, and 18 pillion passengers, statistics from the unit revealed. The parishes of Westmoreland, Hanover, St. James, and Trelawney account for 39% of the motorcyclists killed in traffic crashes this year. Please remember to subscribe, like, share, leave us a comment, and click the notification bell to receive our daily news items.